Morning guys, it's Sunday. I'm going to the gym. I have my elasticizer on my head. I do the gym every week anyway, but I'm just so overwhelmed. I want to learn about my Slimming World journey. So far I've lost 6.5 pounds. I'm gutted I didn't think to do this ages ago. When I first started doing it I should have taken photographs and stuff, but never mind, I've still got a way to go. So I'm going to go to the gym now and do about 45 minutes of cardio, some weights, while I watch the Kardashians. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video will be a slight change of topic. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know for the last 3 weeks I've been doing Slimming World, and I wanted to share with you what I eat in a week. That will be coming up later up in the video. I'll go through a little bit about Slimming World and what it's all about. But I want to, first of all, the first section of this video will be talking about my weight gain, what made me want to lose weight, all that kind of stuff. So, little side note, if any of these subjects could be triggering for you, this might not be the video for you. I'm going to go in depth a little bit about my weight gain, how it made me feel and stuff like that. So if it could upset you or could, cause you any discomfort in any way, please don't watch this video and watch the next one or the one before or all my other videos that I have going on. But this is a positive video, it's a happy video, but obviously the first little bit is going to be about that. So without further ado guys, let's get into some real talk. I even feel like my mood is different, like I usually am really upbeat and happy when I talk about videos and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, and let's talk about trash talk and makeup and all that stuff. Today is a bit different because this is something that's been bothering me for a while and I haven't spoken about it much. And obviously it's out there, it's a public forum, so please guys, in the comments, please be kind, please be nice, be mindful. I'm a normal person and I have feelings. So without further ado, let's talk about weight gain. So, like everybody in the world, which I never thought I'd be able to say on this channel, but in 2020, the world went into lockdown and COVID took over, and our habits changed, right? Like overnight, we had to think about what we were going to eat for the next week or so, what we could actually get food-wise, because all the shops were sold out of stuff, all that kind of thing. So when lockdown happened, initially the first lockdown, I was doing Joe Wicks every day. I was doing the Joe Wicks exercises on YouTube. I was going for walks every lunchtime. We were going for walks together. I was really fit and active. I wasn't drinking alcohol at that point. I hadn't had an alcoholic drink for like 2 years. I didn't drink for 3 years. If that's something you're interested in, let me know, but that's a whole other video. And I was at the time going to the gym 3 times a week, as I have always done. And I was probably average size for me. I was maintaining my weight. I wasn't really thinking about anything. It was just, I was fine. Then as lockdown progressed, the first lockdown, I was strict with eating. I was strict with exercise. I didn't put on a pound. It was fine. The second lockdown came around October, and I bought this gigantic television. I've got like a big 49-inch Ultra HD thing, whatever, and I embraced the second lockdown. I bought all the loungewear. I was like, F COVID, like I'm over it, I was done with it. I just wanted to eat, watch horror movies and hibernate for the winter. So anyway, gradually over time, obviously weight goes on, right? When I went to work once a week, I would go, oh, I'm going to go to Wenzel's, and I'd buy a donut, and I'd have a donut with a cup of coffee for breakfast. Then I'd have something else. Then I'd go out for lunch because I work in like a shopping, like near a shopping centre, so you could eat whatever you wanted. So I was like, oh, And over time, I noticed that weight was gradually building up. And I was still exercising. I was still going to the gym when the gym reopened. I was back in the gym and I was like, right, it's fine, I'll just exercise. And it just still kept coming. And I am menopausal. I've been menopausal now for 5 years. So a lot of it can be that as well. But I had to be honest with myself. And when you're lying to yourself. Then the world reopened up and we were out celebrating, right? So during lockdowns, we would get takeaway once a month or twice a month, something like that. It'd either be a pizza, Chinese, Thai we have around the corner, great. Then the world opened up and it was like, let's celebrate, let's all go out for dinner. And before I knew it, food was linked to having a really nice time. Like, you go out for dinner, you get dressed up, you go and see people that you love, you have a drink, you have food, and it's all lovely, and in your head it triggers these like happy feelings, which of course is fine. But when you do it a lot, it's high calorie food, blah 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 blah, it builds up. So over the last 4 to 5 months, I have not been happy with myself. I have been pushing it back in my head. I have been ignoring my feelings, and it only really triggered me when I was like, holy beep, I need to do something. And it happened about a month ago. I went to see my dad. I see him on a Sunday. He goes on this little social club with his friends, and I go down there. It's really local to me, so I just go there and have a drink. And I wore a pair of jeans that I've loved for years, my good American jeans. They're really tight fitting, really great. And I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and caught a sight of myself in the big long mirror. And I was like, oh my God, my ass is massive. Like, to the point where I was like, I don't want to go back outside. I actually caught myself and I saw myself and I was like, no, this isn't happening. And at work on the Monday, the next day, I was talking to a friend of mine and I was saying, oh my God, like, I'm so fed up. I can't believe I've let it get to this stage. I weighed myself, which I don't really weigh myself very often. I was like, oh fuck, like, oh my God, what's happened? And I started to be proactive and I started to look at things I could do, and Slimming World popped into my head because I remember somebody said that. This friend of mine said, oh yeah, my friend did Slimming World and lost like 5 stone or something. So I was like, okay, wow, let's do a Slimming World group and see what happens. So I found one local to me that was happening that Wednesday. I phoned the consultant, we had a chat on the phone. She's like, yeah, come down, you know, just be great. And that was it. I started. I had my chat with the consultant. I got my welcome pack and everything. And I was like, right, let's do this shit. Let's lose this weight. Let's get it done. And 3 weeks on, and I have lost 9 pounds. Yes. So let's discuss Slimming World. FYI, this video is not sponsored. I wasn't approached by Slimming World or nothing like that. This is actually a real talk about me and my deep feelings and all of that business. So, where to start? So, Slimming World. Basically, they have this whole thing where you lose weight, eating what you love, never going hungry. It's not a diet. And I was like, okay, this I can get on board with. Now, when I had my chat with the consultant and I joined with another lady who's still going there now, and she's absolutely killing it, losing weight every week, brilliant. And I had to get my head around this. And now that I've been doing it for a while, I actually understand the logic and I can see where I was going so awfully wrong for so long. Okay, so you can have, let me get this right. You can have protein and fibre in a day, but it has to be measured. So like 1 portion of fibre a day can be 2 slices of wholemeal bread. They do recommend the Hovis Nimble because that is like lower in sugar, lower in salt, all that kind of stuff. So 2 slices of Hovis Nimble is what you can have the whole day, fibre-wise. That counts as like a free thing. I'll explain. Then protein. So you can have cheese, which is like my favorite thing. Milk, and you can have 1 of those a day. So it could be, in my case, 2 vegan Baby Bells is your allowance for the day. 400 millilitres of milk can be your thing if like coffee is your thing or just milk or whatever. And then you have your free food,
which is basically pasta, potatoes, eggs, fresh vegetables, meat, with lean meats with like the fat taken off. And there are a whole load of other things. So I was like, how can you lose weight eating unlimited potatoes, unlimited pasta, all that stuff? Because you can have all those things free as long as you don't cook them with fat. You can use Fry Light, which is a spray, like an oil spray, which is also free. So I will talk you through what I've been eating in a week so you can kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. So here we go. I have a bit of paper that I'm going to cheat with, so I'm going to put the photos and videos in as I'm reading off this bit of paper. So the first day, I don't know which day it is, but it's like basically it's a whole week of my food. So the first day, I had the Slimming World Thai vegetable burger with potatoes and salad. Now, this is a completely free meal. Iceland have Slimming World ready meals and other meals that you can have, all frozen stuff, and it's all free food. So this whole meal, I could have eaten as much of it as I want. You could have 5 vegan veggie burgers if you wanted to. I have one, but you could have more if you were a man or you wanted more or whatever. The second day, my partner made vegetable or vegan lentil curry, which was insane. That again was completely free food. So for breakfast, I would have, and I tend to have this like all week. I usually don't switch up, much, but I've had chopped up pears, chopped up banana, Alpro plain yogurt with flavoured like with coconut. Now this isn't free, this is half a sin, and this is what I wanted to get into with the sins. So sins as in synergy, so S-Y-N, not S-I-N. Anything you have in your free food and your allowances, like your protein and your fibre, are all in your allowances, but you get a quota of sins every day. So for my height and weight, I get between 5 and 15 sins a day. So let's say, for example, I wanted 3 slices of toast with my baked beans. Baked beans are free. I would have 2 slices in my fibre allowance, but 1 extra slice would be 5 sins, for example. A fun-sized chocolate bar might be 5 sins, so you could have 3 in a day. A large glass of white wine is 9.5 sins, so you kind of get the gist. So I could have one glass of wine a day with load of free food if wine is your thing. If chocolate is your thing, you could have 3 little chocolate bars a day and everything else free. So you kind of get it. So for lunch that day, we had an egg salad with potatoes, gherkins, Heinz balsamic garlic spray. 10 sprays of that is half a sin, so nothing. Then we had for dinner corn. I made a batch of corn pieces with carrot, cauliflower and broccoli, frozen vegetables, in a Cajun spice. So I made a big batch of that and I took them to work for my lunches. Heineken Zero is my drink of choice. Now, first week of doing Slimming World, I was having 1 large lager a week, regular with alcohol, a day, sorry. And one of those is 9 sins. But I was really annoyed that when I had 1 drink, I wanted more because that's what happens. So I was then going on to Heineken Zero because those are 3.5 sins each. So I could have 3 of those a day with my partner who was also having like 2 or 3 beers, and I wouldn't feel like I was missing anything. I didn't drink for 3 years, right? So it's not like I need the alcohol, but I just missed not having a drink when he was having a drink. And when you have 1 alcoholic drink, you want more alcoholic drinks. That's kind of the way. So you could have 1 real lager and 1 zero lager, if you like, whatever your thing is. Then we have the Asda vegan burgers, which are like hamburgers. And they're veg. I had the veg mix with it, so the cauliflower, carrot and broccoli, with 2 fried eggs with the Fry Light spray, gherkins and potatoes. Then the next day I made for our Slimming World Club day, we had like a Jubilee day and everybody had to bring something in for a buffet, but it all had to be within the cookery book or the Sins or whatever. So I made roast pepper and mushroom egg muffins. They were actually really good, and I'm going to do more of those, and they went like that group. And then the next day yesterday I went out with my mum for the day, and I didn't know what to do food wise, and it was weigh-in day, so I didn't want to like go out and have a big lunch or anything. So I took a little packed lunch with me. I took a little pot of cucumber, a little pot of tomatoes, a banana, and 2 of my vegan Baby Bells. And I also had a large black coffee from Nero. Black coffee is completely free of Sins. So that was my day. And that's kind of what I have in a week. And in that 3 weeks, I have lost 9 pounds. The first week I went, I lost 3.5 pounds. Then I lost 2.5 pounds. And then, I lost 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2.5. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And I feel like this is sustainable for me. Now, my target was to lose 1.5 stone. I'm not close, but I'm not far. I worked out if I keep going at this pace, within 9 weeks, I could hit target. Didn't expect it to be that fast. I was honestly expecting it to be a much longer process. And I also signed up to their Slim World magazine, which is actually really good. It's got loads of like recipes and stuff in there that you can do, success stories, people that have lost like a shed load of weight. And it's also like just meal inspiration, because obviously when you have to plan your meals, like it can be quite, look at this girl, how great is she? Like honestly, what a difference. So yeah, because you have to plan your meals, you need inspiration all the time. And my other half is so good at meal planning. He does it himself every week, and he's been really supportive. And that's the main thing, I think. He would never say anything to me like, oh my God, you need to lose weight or anything. But when I went to him and I was like, look, I'm going to join this group, he was happy, because he could probably see that I wasn't happy. And I was trying to hide it. I've got some photos. Oh, I hate photos. So I've got some photos where I am not happy. And you might look at them and be like, well, what's your problem? But for me personally, I looked at them and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that's me. And to be fair, I've got some great clothes that I need to get back into. During lockdown, I shopped my feelings. I bought about 6 pairs of good American jeans. I've got good American bodysuits. I've got some Skims bodysuits. I've got some stuff that I need to get back into and wear it with confidence and be happy. And that's the main thing, is to be happy. So let's discuss that. Black coffee. I don't want to tip it. Happy. Let's discuss. This is the bit that I think might be a bit triggering, but when you are eating, I'm one of these people, I love food. If I'm sad, I eat. If I'm happy, I eat. If I'm okay, I'll eat. At work, I would have breakfast, and it would be, porridge with some fruit in it, or some shredded wheat with some fruit in it, or something like that. And then I would have a lunch, and that lunch could be something that I'd picked up from Pret, or it could be something that I bought from home, a sandwich or something, or a salad that I made. But when I now look at this Slimming World plan, I look at my diet and I'm like, my God, I had fibre or carbs in every single course I was eating. And then at 4 o'clock in the days in the week, at work we've got a snack cupboard, and I would be sitting there thinking, I've got this task to do. Better get a bag of crisps, better get some chocolate or something. And I was doing that every day. And I'm like, wonder why that weight crept on. And I could see my jeans were getting tighter, and my belt was getting like the loops, I was like running out. And I was ignoring it. I was unhappy. So what do? You eat. My other half, he works in the evenings, and I was sitting at home on my own, and I was like, oh, just, I make meals for myself, and it would always be something that I just chuck in the oven. So it might be like a vegan pie with beans or some oven chips or something. Whichever way I looked at it, now I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, that was bad. And I got to that point where I could see myself getting to a weight where if I carried on, I would feel like I had too much to lose, like I'd gone too far. And for me, I know myself, and I'm determined. I've quit smoking 14, 15 years ago, but it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I quit drinking for 3 years, no longer on the wagon, but much more under control. So I've quit the hardest things, and it's all about mindset. And once I set my mind to something, I'm going to do it. That nothing will stop me at all. I am not a quitter. I will continue. And Slimming World for me was great because I had to go somewhere and get weighed. There's no judgment at Slimming World. I was listening to a podcast with Florence Given, and she called Slimming World a cult, and said that you are shamed, that you're judged. And I was like, no, there is none of that going on at Slimming World. It's a very supportive group. So you basically go there at your set time. You pay your $5.95 to get weighed in and to have the group. You bring a little snack for the Slimmer of the Week basket, which I love. So whoever loses the most weight or that week, they get a round of applause and they get this basket of goodies. So you bring a bit of fruit, or you bring a sin-free chocolate bar or something. Whatever you want to bring, you just chuck it in the basket. And then everybody gets weighed in, and you all just queue up and get weighed in. And this is the bit that I love, and I have become that person. Everybody puts their bags down or their briefcases, whatever they're doing, and the rings come off, the watches come off, everyone changes into leggings, into vests, like anything that you've got that is really light. If people could stand there stark naked, they would do. And you get weighed in, and you sit down and you have group. So group is where people discuss your weight loss. So if you've lost weight, they will say, oh, so-and-so, like Kath this week lost 2.5 pounds, you get a round of applause. No one ever announces your weight. The only person that knows your weight is you and the lady that's weighing you, but that's it. If you've gained weight, they say, are you okay with that this week? What happened? What you're going to do next week? And it's just talking about it. And maintaining is basically just not losing or gaining, it's just maintain. And what I love about this part of the session is that people talk about where they went wrong. So some people just put their hands up and be like, it was my son's birthday, I drank wine all weekend and ate food and it was bloody amazing. Next week, back on it. Great, draw a line under it, move on. And that's what this is about. It has to be sustainable. It has to be a lifestyle choice. Like this weekend in the UK, it's Jubilee weekend. Our Queen has been on the throne for 70 years, and our whole country has had an extended bank holiday weekend. And in the UK, we love nothing more than to stick the barbecue on, get pissed, and enjoy. And I have booked an afternoon tea at Fortnum & Mason, the Queen's grocers, and it's me, my mum, my cousin, my auntie. We're going to get dressed up, we're going to go to Fortnum's, we're going to have an afternoon tea, we're going to go to cocktails at the Ritz afterwards. Very fancy schmancy day. And that day I have discussed it at group, and people said, have you got any anxieties over the weekend? And I was like, yes, I've got this thing, but what I have come to terms with is that when I go to this thing, I'm not going to starve myself, but I'm also not going to go, it's a cheat day, and just ram everything in my face. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. So I will start with the sandwiches, and I will have those because they'll be the most, healthy thing on the menu. And after that, obviously, I'd bring out the cakes and scones and all that kind of stuff. I might not have that. I might have one cake, one scone, but I wouldn't eat the whole tray like I would have done before. So it's kind of, I want to enjoy the day, I want to have a drink, I want to have food, but I don't want it to be about that. I want to have time with my family. I don't want to be thinking about all the things I can shove in my face, which is kind of what I was thinking of before. And that's where the happiness comes in, because for me, it's redirecting that happiness. Like, it isn't the food that makes you happy, it's the experience. Like, you go for dinner with your friends and your family, and you think, oh wow, in your head all these things go off, like when you're eating the food that you're having a great time. But if you were just there with your friend or your mum or your sister or whatever, just having a coffee, you'd still be just as happy. It's not the food. And I honestly have never felt better. I have energy that I didn't know I could have before. Like I was telling my partner the other day that one night last week I had dinner, I sat here, watched a bit of YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna clean the bathroom and kitchen floors. What? After a 9-hour day at work, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Never would have happened before. And I feel lighter, my clothes are fitting better, I'm getting those notches back on my belt, I'm actually going over where my belt was before, I'm actually at like a hole ahead of that. I feel like I'm 2 weeks away from getting back in that good American bodysuit. Yes. So I feel great, and I don't want to think that I'm losing this weight because of pressure from social media or pressure from anybody apart from myself. And the only reason I'm putting pressure on myself is because I want to be happy. I want to look good. I want to rock my outfits. I don't want to have to hide under baggy clothes or just eat for the sake of it. Like, what's the point in that? That nothing good can come of that, right? So when I said real talk, I meant real talk. Let's discuss, guys, below, has this struck any chord with you? Are you feeling like I felt a month ago? And honestly, those 3 short weeks have made such a difference to my mental health, such a difference to the way I get dressed in the daytime. Like I can now fit. Last week, I was able to fit into my good American tailored trousers that I hadn't been able to get into for like 5 months. And I have literally worn them non-stop. And I just feel better, and it spurs me on every week when I go and get weighed. I'm like, another 2 pounds, yes. Another 3 pounds, yes. Half a stone. I got my half a stone award yesterday, and it felt great. So now I'm like, a stone, let's do it. If I feel good now, how much better will I feel in another 7 pounds time? That could happen in 2 weeks, and I'm not starving myself. I'm eating incredibly well. I come in at night now and I actually make a dinner. Like, nothing spectacular or anything really fancy, but I think about it, I make it, I eat it, I watch a little something, I go in the kitchen, I do the washing up, and I'm still after that like, okay, what can I do now? Let's wash my makeup brushes, let's do, whatever. And I would never have had that energy before. And I'm never hungry. When I'm ready for a meal, I am ready for it, but I don't feel ridiculously full after I've eaten. I know what I've eaten is helping me. And it's similar, they have this thing called speed food. So speed food are things like fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, some fresh fruit. So bananas and stuff aren't a speed food. It's basically stuff that's like low in density but high in energy, and it's like it basically gives you energy and makes you feel fuller for longer and all that kind of stuff. So as much the speed food you can have, you're going to benefit from it. And I've noticed that my skin's a bit better. I haven't had as many spots and things. My hair is usually really healthy anyway, but I haven't had as much fallout as I have before. I'm actually feeding my body proper food for the first time in a long time. And I'm here for it. And it's not just about losing weight. At the beginning it was, but now I'm feeling better as well. I'm like, okay, and as we speak, I hate to say this, but as we speak, my neighbours are outside and they are in the middle of their Jubilee, whatever it is, little meal thing. And my neighbour's sitting there packing into a massive bag of crisps. And I'm already thinking, and I'm not judging her at all, but I am thinking, oh my God, how many sins are in there? And I'm thinking that for me, like when I would sit there and do the same thing, and I was like, oh my God, I would happily sit there and eat a big bag of crisps by myself. No problem. Wow. Yeah, it's a crazy ride. But food is an addiction. I genuinely feel that all these things are an addiction, and you get addicted to the way it makes you feel. But now I'm like, okay, I can see a change in myself. Little change. It's 9 pounds. It's not like I've lost 15 stone, but it's going the right way, and I can see the change. And I am still going to the gym 3 times a week. I'm still doing that level of exercise, but I'm finding that level of exercise a lot easier. I still sweat like a crazy person because that's what I do. I do a lot of cardio and some weights, but I genuinely feel better for it. So that's it, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We are done with that. Come back next week for Trash Talk, because that's going to be a good one, because I have got a bag of stuff next to me that is, I say it every time, it's full. So guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the whole Slimming World, what I eat in a week, I'm going to continue to take videos and photos, and I'll do it like maybe once a month. We'll have a little catch up, and I can talk about my weight loss journey and, you know, all that kind of business. So let's do it. Let's come back in a month. This is the beginning of the month, the 2nd of June today. So when you get this, it'll be like the 5th of June. But yeah, maybe beginning of the month, we'll set it up, and I will talk you through my favourite recipes and things that I've done and new goals we're going to set and stuff like that. So let's set a goal for this month. Let's say by the end of June, I will have lost another ½ stone. Let's do it. Let's go for the stone by the end of June. Let's do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for continuing to watch my channel. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I post videos every Sunday, 7 AM UK time, usually about beauty, hair, going grey, getting older, the menopause, weight loss, all that kind of stuff. So if there's something you're interested in and you want to join our girl chats, join me. See you next time, guys. Take care. Hi guys, we're trying this vlog thing. So today is weigh-in day. I go to club on a Wednesday, and oh man, it's one of those things where I just get really nervous. Like, I've only done this twice now. The first time you don't obviously lose anything, they just find out what your weight is. Last week I was ½ pound off my ½ stone, so I really want to have lost that ½ pound, but I have been good all week, and I feel like I want to lose 3. I don't know, and I've gone up an extra notch in my belt, so I know I've lost something, but it's just exciting. Like, when you go, it's nervous, it's exciting, you want to do well. I'm debating what to wear, because normally I go straight from work and I always try to wear the same thing, but I'm not at work today, so I don't know what to wear. I might wear leggings because they're really light. I'm going to become one of those people that in club they just like go virtually naked because it's the easiest thing to do. I've got jeans on right now. Might have to do leggings. I've got 20 minutes till I have to leave. Let's go look through the wardrobe.